Hey, it's so fun to be with you all at this time of physical distancing. I'm Adam Roberts, the executive director of Bethesda Green, and I have the privilege of bringing to everyone's homes or phones as they're out walking, socially distanced, of course, with Sebastian and Santiago of VegAndes. And at this time when it's very hard for Bethesda Green to convene folks in the community as we normally would and introduce them to the entrepreneurs in our innovation lab, we thought it would be a fun idea to try and record some vignettes with them to see both what their businesses are up to, how they're dealing with this time of upheaval, and what the future holds. So, Sebastian, Santiago of VegAndes, how are you guys holding up at this time?
Well, yeah, I think it's a crazy time that we're living in right now, but we're just coping with the situation. And I think it's a really good opportunity to see the overall picture and understand what we as human beings should be acting in general. So yeah, there's some things that are positive, and of course it's a terrible situation, but just trying our best to keep a positive energy for sure.
Good.
Yeah, I would definitely echo what Sebastian has said. And it's definitely a different time to be in this industry. But one thing that we have seen though is the amazing sort of like creativity of everyone in this industry and in everywhere else really. So even though it has been pretty challenging, it has also become a really great time of inspiration and allowed us to really rethink and reimagine the ways that we do and how we do it.
Yeah, excellent. Good. And a lot of people won't know about VegAndes who are watching this because they haven't been involved in the entrepreneurial work that we're doing to help mentor you guys and bring your vision of Bolivian and eco-friendly cuisine to the United States. So maybe you want to give a brief introduction to what your business model is all about and why it's so important.
Yeah, sure. Well, Santiago and I, we're bringing salteñas to the DC market area. So what are salteñas? It's basically a Bolivian empanada, which is a empanada, and what is unique about it is that it's a really juicy stew that comes in the inside. And of course, we're bringing some heritage from home and all these iconic flavors that we have, and with a positive twist in terms of health wise and to the environment. They're all gonna be gluten free, no refined sugars. We're going to be using just plant-based organic produce, and of course they're going to be really really tasty and delicious. I can put my hat on that statement.
Yeah, good. Santiago, you want to add anything to the background?
No, they're really excited to be able to showcase something that we wanted to bring to DC, right? For us, Bolivia is something that really it's us, and then being able to share that with the DC community makes us really proud. We want to be able to also just showcase different ingredients that might not be known, and showcase their properties to be able to just add on more to the already busy mix of cuisines in the DC market.
And how did you guys get involved in this? I mean, so I'm vegan. My whole household is vegan. My wife is gluten free, which means I'm going to be gluten free as well. So what you're doing is obviously perfectly suited for me. But I think most people, when they think of Bolivia, probably think of steak and meat. So how did you guys get inspired to do plant-based, gluten-free Bolivian cuisine?
Well, this is going to be a little bit of my background. I'm going to go real quick with this. But basically, I grew up in a household like any other Bolivian, mostly meat uh, eating household. And I used to hunt and fish when I was young. And then I decided to study cooking, and I enrolled to Le Cordon Bleu. So I did French and pastry, French cuisine and pastry, sorry. And that was like 8 years or so ago. And one day, while I was doing some different apprenticeships in restaurants in Copenhagen at that time, I saw this documentary, and I said, okay, now I'm vegan. And the documentary was called Airlings. So it's one of the first documentaries about this topic, or one of the oldest. And as soon as I saw this information, like is kind of like the feeling that I had a blind on my eyes, and now I can see everything. So it was so clear to me that I needed to be vegan, and that's how come I kind of started working on the project that I have back home in Bolivia. So 4 years ago, I opened a restaurant in Bolivia, which is a fine dining plant-based restaurant working only with Bolivian produce, and that's how kind of I felt in love about this whole movement. And Santiago and I, we've been friends from childhood. And basically, we saw each other's here in DC because I had a conference, a talk that I did. And right after that, we started like chatting about a new project. And since we are from Bolivia and we grew up together, but I'm going to let Santiago explain a little bit of that story because, yeah, we are friends from childhood. Yeah.
Thanks, Evas. Yeah, so basically, Sebastian came in here for a small conference at the IDB. That's where we really saw each other, not just as friends, but as two professionals talking to each other over a beer. And that's where, we really started talking about, of course, he was here for a particular, conference about his entrepreneurship endeavor on the plant-based restaurant. So we started talking about sort of the industry and what's been going on in terms of trends here in DC even. I mentioned to him that, I have been somewhat involved in it and how much that whole industry attracted me. And I also sort of mentioned how DC has been growing. I've been in DC since 2012, so I've been able to see the evolution of this city and where things are going. So after, different talks, we decided to say, if we do anything, where could that be, right? Basically, we could choose anywhere. But after several talks, we realized that, the DC market is really interesting. The mix of people, the level of education of folks, and the diversity that this small region of the country brings, it's something really remarkable. So after doing more research on it, we realized that the trends when it comes to plant-based eating in DC are skyrocketing. We saw a great opportunity, not, when we first started, we're thinking about, San Francisco's and your New York's, but what we really saw is a really big opportunity in DC. And we think that there's something about this area that it really can hold some of the futures of what is, plant-based eating in the country. Mm-hmm. And of course, not just that, we really wanted to, really jump in from just being Bolivia, right? So we really saw DC as a cosmopolitan city that brings a lot of eyes as well. So, we think that DC can also allow us to not just showcase something to this region, but also attract eyes from that are international.
And so when you talk about the opportunity you saw in DC, can you guys talk a little bit about what you planned to do originally in the DC area and how Bethesda Green might have been able to help you, and then maybe how you're having to shift a little bit given all of the economic and other turmoil that we're experiencing now? Is your business model going to change, or can we still look forward to the same vision for the future?
I would say at the beginning, we had a very sort of like I wouldn't say aggressive view, but we really wanted to be everywhere and knock everybody's doors and be on every single channel that we could. And in the best, what we saw in Bethesda Green is that vehicle for it. Mm-hmm. So we're really excited for that. We've been part of this program since the beginning of this year, and we really saw we are really seeing it on a day-to-day the benefits that this program brings. But we also understood that we need to adapt to kind of like what is the reality of right now. So at the beginning we were thinking about having it in our own place, brick and mortar, being able to showcase Bolivia in a way that you come in and you get embraced by us, and cannot be done. Like, we can't really hug anybody right now. But right now we are changing some things. But one thing that and back to kind of like at the beginning of this call, we were talking about kind of the situation really opened our eyes in terms of sort of being able to reimagine and reinvent things. Mm-hmm. And we even though we are very we're using a very traditional sort of like product from Bolivia, and they are the basically traditional techniques that we're using. We realize that we also have to adapt to the 21st century in a way, right? And technology is the big thing, and we realize that having the ability to reach out to people digitally and using platforms for food delivery and being able to develop what we will call nowadays ghost kitchens or just this other forms of business that technology has enabled is allowing us to sort of like shift it now to not having a really brick and mortar to more of a delivery and pickup sort of model for now, relying on the technology that is available in the area.
Excellent. And Sebastian, are you going to do the cooking still?
Yes, definitely.
Good.
We're in that stage right now that is getting really excited to be able to have the kitchen space right now for us to showcase the product. And as Santiago said, like, I think technology is enabling us this pathway for now, but it's gonna be something that is gonna require some serious like push. We were gonna be pushing really hard in order to showcase to as many people as possible, and it's gonna create the momentum for whenever this COVID goes away, that we're gonna be having the opportunity to actually throw I don't know, tastings or pop-ups to actually be able to hug people, and also partnership. We're having some partnerships with different restaurants. The thing is that they're going to be acting as well with just delivery methods, right? So whenever we have the opportunity to connect and reconnect with people, I think we're going to be at that stage. We hope that the momentum is going to be already there for people to grasp this concept a little bit more easier and understand what Bolivian ingredients and flavors that we are trying to bring in.
So without wanting to put you guys on the spot, for someone like me who's really excited about the opportunity to try some of the foods that you're going to be creating, do you have any sense of how long it might be before I can order up on my phone and get some of your food delivered?
Yeah, well, I think that right now we are working on the software on the website to be able to actually have purchase orders. So we are aiming to have the people in DC to try the produce around the first week of May.
Okay. Oh, that's quick.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. We're gonna be pushing as hard as we can, as we mentioned before, and yeah, as soon as we have any sort of news or the website, we launch the website, we're gonna try to spread the word.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And obviously Bethesda Green will spread the word as well. So anybody who's watching this, who's excited like I am, we'll put out news on our social media channels and on our website as soon as you guys are ready to go, so that everybody can start to order from you and make sure that they're getting to taste those foods as well. So that'll be exciting for everybody, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Good. All right, guys. Well, listen, thank you both for taking the time to chat with me and give an opportunity for our folks who are stuck at home to see the work that you're doing. And hopefully in a few weeks, they'll be able to order online and get some VegAndes delivered right to their door. So thank you both, and I wish you both the best of luck.
Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Adam. It's been a pleasure.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.